Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emil Nanji and I do videos, I create content that could help educate you. All right. So today I want to talk about how you can invest in a relationship in a strategic way that would not harm or impact you even after you are done with the relationship or even when the relationship goes well. Okay. Yeah, so now because relationships, as we know, relationships are not they are not like they are more like a business project. Relationships are more like an investment. Relationships are more like uh, a plantation where you go into it and you're expecting to receive something. You're expecting to get yields. And once you build a farm or a business and the business fails, you cannot be happy. Okay. Yeah. So, and then the more complex, how much complex this relationship of a thing is based off of because we are not only investing money in relationship, we are also investing in emotions, we are also investing time, we are also investing efforts. Okay. So there is a whole lot. So money is not the only factor that contributes to a relationship. So if you are into a relationship that's leading to marriage, or that is seemingly doing well, or even the one that we feel, these factors are some things you have to look into them, you have to consider. Yeah. So if you are engaging in relationships that you know that this relationship is leading to marriage, you need to approach it from a holistic standpoint, and you need to make sure you engage through what I call detached engagement. Detached engagement is when you are into something but your mind is not attached to that thing. You are doing something but your mind is not fully connected. I understand doing something and your mind is not fully connected is kind of tricky because you tend to not fully give in all. You don't really give it your best. You don't give the 100% your best to that situation, right? Because it's only when a mind is fully focused on something before it can perform well and perform to its best. So, but why you have to approach relationship this way is because relationships are full of the unknowns. They are full of surprises. Yes, they are full of terrible surprises. Surprises that could, especially in this our Gen Z generation, relationships are not what we look at them to be anymore. They are terrifying, right? Yeah. So you approach relationships with detached engagement. Detached engagement, you engage into the relationship, but your mind is not fully connected. Yes, it's an art you have to learn. I don't know. If you are not used to this, you could Google it. Just take your phone and make checks and Google it to be sure what I'm talking about. Detached engagement. It's an engagement, you engage in something, but your mind is not fully connected to it. And once your mind, the mind you talk about is your emotions. All right, it's your emotions, and that is where the problem is. Our emotions are tied to our investment. I'll say that again. So emotions, our emotions as humans, our emotions are tied to our investments. Wherever, that's why in the Bible you see, Bible says something like, where your treasure is, your heart will also be there. So it's where your money is, your heart will also be there. Where your efforts are, your heart will also be there. That heart is your emotions. You understand? So, if you don't want to get these heartbreaks shut up, look at what just happened to Pella. All right, he's still young. This boy is not even reached 22. He's still young. That is why everything that just happened to him, I think this should still be his first relationship that he has invested his mind fully into it with Jarvis. And then the thing, the first shock just got him almost, on life himself. Yeah, it's because it's still his first experience. Yeah, but if you are there and you've experienced this kind of things before, you already best can tell. But now what I'm trying to tell you is not about just playing games, because if you engage relationships all about playing around, you will never get anywhere. It will be a waste for you and a losses. First of all, you have to admit that. Know that investing or engaging in relationships that are only to play around will not, it's a losses deal. I already tell you this, it's a loss deal. If you're engaging in a relationship just to play around with people, it's a loose deal for both of you. Not to talk of the risk of infections, not to talk of the risk of many other things. Evil spirit itself never ever enter you. You understand? So you have to engage relationships with detached engagement, especially if you want meaningful results. So you cut off your mind so that you will not perform at its best. But at least if you're even performing 70 to 80% input in that relationship is better. Don't give it 100% because you are not a prophet. You are not a, how do you call them? You are not a psychic to tell what is coming. We are humans and we have our limitations in thinking. So you engage them from a detached engagement point. You engage them from a detached engagement point. That is the only way you can save yourself. That's the only way you can protect your heart in case anything goes wrong. Do you understand? Even in battles, soldiers don't go to battles and and just go carry guns and just go to shoot. No, they have something as a defense. On to say, on upon that the defense is there, they still die sometimes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? They still die sometimes. So you have to engage relationships with a defense mechanism. You have to put your, I call it helmet, breast. You have to put your protection. You get it? Yeah. So detached engagement is the best. Is the best way. You could write it down if you care. Is the best way to engage a relationship in this 21st century. Okay, for that. Yeah, that is the best way. That is the best way. Detached engagement. You understand? So you are into something, but your mind is not fully there. So that will limit the way you'll be punctured, the way you'll be hurt, the way you'll be offended when something doesn't go right. But if you now say, okay, fine, let me just play along. Let me just play. I just want to play around, deceive this girl, deceive this man, and get my way. You would do that, but it's a waste of time and a waste of resources. Except you don't really have this message. This my video is for most of those of you who want to take your life seriously. But relationship is something you cannot deal without. All right? Yes. So you have to approach it this way, and then once something eventually comes that you are not seen coming or prepared for, you will realize that you had already think about this thing long ago. You already pre-thought. Your pre-thought thinking had already established this thing in your mind, and that was where your defense was. Because the deeper a person thinks upon a thing, the more solid he can. That is, the deeper a person thinks upon a thing before the thing meets him, the more prepared he is to face that thing, and the more easier he could win that situation. All right. Yeah. So my name is Emil Nanji. Follow my YouTube channel. You can also check my Facebook page, President Emil. That's the name of my page. Just type President and then Emil, Emile. You follow me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you follow me. I'll put it in the description below on this video, and I'll be making meaningful content daily for you. Thank you. See you.